Hello everybody and welcome to another assembly. And I was thinking about, it's a new year and a new month, and I was thinking about the months of the year, and I'm sure if I was to ask you what the months of the year were, you would be able to tell me them all in order. So after three, I'm going to ask you to say all the months of the year, and I want you to say it so loud that I'll be able to hear you. But if mums and dads are working or big brothers and sisters are working, maybe not too loud, okay? After three. 1, 2, 3. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Did you get them all right? I'm sure you probably did. But do you know what? A long time ago, before the beginning of time proper, the months of the year weren't in the order that they're in today. In fact, they weren't in any order at all. And they used to change themselves about whenever they felt like it. So sometimes July would come after December or before January or even in the middle of April, just depending how he felt at the time. So there was no order in the world because no one ever knew. And then no one ever knew what was going to happen next. But not only that, the months didn't even have the same sort of weather that they have. Can you imagine it? Sometimes November would be hot and sunny, and August would have snow and hailstones. Then the next time around, they might change their minds and swap the weather, or they might not, just however they felt. No one knew where they were. It was impossible to plan ahead. The animals never even knew when to hibernate, and the birds didn't know when to migrate and when to fly home again. And as for people, well, they never knew what to wear. They didn't know from one day to the next whether to get out their summer sandals or their winter woolies. And even the months themselves didn't like this chaos. This is no good, they said. We'll have to sort ourselves out. We'll have to have a system so that everybody knows when they are and where they are. Good idea, said someone else. We need to choose a king month, a month to be in charge, a month to lead us. We'll have a meeting, they decided, so that we can arrange ourselves into some sort of order and make the world a better place. And so the months of the year met together at the appointed time and place and sat in a circle to begin the meeting. January thought they should first of all decide what kind of weather they were each going to have. November didn't think so, but he didn't know why. August thought it was a good idea to choose some weather each, and then everybody would know what to expect. November said it was a silly idea. June said it would be a good idea if they all chose some weather and then put all the cold months together and all the hot ones together. November said no. January asked each of them to choose what weather they wanted, and so all the months began to choose. They were all really helpful, and no month was being awkward or difficult or selfish except November, who talked all the way through the meeting but didn't actually say anything useful, helpful, or sensible. Now, January was very patient with him and tried not to get cross, but it was no use. They just couldn't go ahead with the meeting because of all the interruptions from November. This is no use, January said. We're getting nowhere. We'll all have to let the owl help us. He's sitting in the tree and he's been watching all the time. Will you help us, Owl? The owl slowly turned his head to face all of the months. I think you, January, should be leader of the year. You're sensible and thoughtful and helpful. It's the right job that should be yours. You, November, you've got no brains, no sense, no patience, no thought, no consideration, no control. You should go to the end of the year. Not the very end, though, because that's a special place reserved for a special month. Because you are silly and chattery, you will be a no month. No sun, no moon, no morning, no noon, no proper time of day, no butterflies, no bees, no leaves on trees, no November. And so November became a rather dull, dreary, dismal sort of month, full of rain and fog and not much else. although I'm sure some of you who have birthdays in November, it's a special month to you. The other months put themselves into order, with January as the leader. February and March chose to be cold and blowy months. April and May wanted to start the spring. June, July and August decided to be summer, and September chose to be the warm harvest month. October wanted to prepare for winter. November, we already know about, and December chose the special job of finishing the year off with winter celebrations. And of course, it's been that way ever since. Poor old November was punished for being silly, chattery, and generally unhelpful. Now, you'll often hear people say that they have a favourite month or a favourite season and a favourite time of year. And if you think about it, every month has something special, even November. There's nothing nicer than standing on a cold, crisp November evening in the dark, watching the fireworks and feeling that chill but being wrapped up warm. So there are lots of things in every month, and we're very lucky because we have lots of different weathers and seasons, and we can choose our clothes, and we're different clothes. Some places don't have the same sort of seasons as we do. They might have a very rainy season and then quite a dry season, whereas we have different seasons which changes the plants, the trees, what animals we get to see. So we are very lucky. So I want you to think about that, and I want you to have a think about how lucky we are for all the lovely things that we have in each of the different months and each of the different seasons. And it could be that you draw a picture of the different seasons. It might be a tree in all 4 seasons. It might be your garden in all 4 seasons. But if you want to do that and send it to me, I'd love to see your pictures of all the different months and the different seasons. So make sure that you're not like November and being unhelpful and silly. If you don't agree with something, it's okay not to agree with something, but it's always good to have a reason why, you know, and then try and say, well, I don't agree with that, but could we do it like this? So be like January, very helpful, very patient, very kind, not like November. Look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you all very, very soon.